Let knowledge flow like a river, without any hindrance. Don't make it like a stagnant pool. Welcome back, everyone. I am PS Chatterjee, and you are watching Structural Design Only, a channel with a different visions. This space isn't just for civil and structural engineers, it's for the innovators in the Excel community who believe spreadsheets should do the heavy lifting for us. Today, we are going deep. We are diving into Gantry Girder VBA, the full logic breakdown. Looking ahead to mid-May 2026, I'll be releasing the highly anticipated Gantry Girder Design Masterclass Part 02. That video is the direct successor to our Part 01, where we covered the core theory. If you haven't started that journey yet, I highly recommend watching Part 01 first to get your bearings. To ensure Part 02 remains focused on design results, I've decided to clear the technical path today. We're going to master the VBA logic responsible for dashboard refreshing and data transfer. Think of this as the engine room that powers the calculator. With this, if you are one of the interested student of Excel along with structural engineering, there are 2 valuable videos are waiting for you. They are dynamic report headings in Excel, step-by-step tutorial, and Excel formatting unlocked, mastering superscripts and units. For the enhancement of your Excel skill, I must suggest you to watch that video. For the last few years, starting all the way back on August 11, 2020, my earnings from this platform have been remarkably stable. In 2023, I earned a big $0. In 2024, I followed it up with another big $0. In 2025, it was a very consistent $0. And moving into 2026, I am proud to say the trend continues, absolute $0. If you do the math, my total income is approximately 5.5 times $0. You have to admit, my financial performance is incredibly consistent. I've thought about why this is. You see, the number 0 was invented by the great Indian mathematician, Aryabhatta. Unfortunately, he forgot to patent it. And because it's a free Indian invention, YouTube seems determined to pay it back to me every single month. But, I remain hopeful. As we look toward the future, I have a different target. I'm looking for that green arrow to finally hit the $1 mark, not for the money, but as a symbol of my success in your eyes. In which year will that happen? Honestly, I don't know. But I have a second wish. I want to become the first online content creator with 1 million subscribers, and a total income of $0. As my examiners, can't you fulfill at least one of these wishes? I know you can. So please, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and leave a comment. Let's see which milestone we hit first. Jokes aside, let's get into the heavy lifting. time for the full logic breakdown of our Gantry VBA. Let's jump in. We are now on the dashboard of the Crane Gantry Girder Design tool. This module is scheduled for release in mid-May 2026. In this episode, I will explain the process of recording a VBA macro. As you can see, there are two buttons here. The first is for refreshing variable data, and the second is for sending the final report to the sheet named Report. You might wonder why we need to refresh the variable data before starting a new design. It is essential because old data remaining in the input cells can lead to calculation errors or logical conflicts in a new project. Our primary variables include crane capacity, gantry span, bridge span, operation type, and section selections like ISMB, ISWB, or ISMC. Before recording the macro, we need to create the interface buttons. I have already developed these two tabs, and the process is quite simple. To do this yourself, go to the Insert tab, select Shapes, and draw your desired button. Once drawn, you can type the word Refresh directly into the shape. Then, use Shape Fill, Shape Outline, and Shape Effects to give it a professional, high-quality look. I will begin with the Refresh macro recording. First, ensure your ribbon is expanded. If it is hidden, click the Collapse the Ribbon icon to pin it back. Next, navigate to the Developer tab. In the top right corner. In the left corner you will find the Record Macro option. Click it. A dialog box titled Record Macro will appear. In the macro name field, replace macro 1 with the word refresh. Be careful with the naming convention. Names must be short, unique, and contain no spaces. If you need a space, use an underscore. The description field is optional. For now, we will leave it blank. Click OK to begin recording. Now, using your mouse, select cells E4 through E7. Next, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and select cells E9 through E13. With these cells selected, press the Delete key. As you can see, the input fields are now clean and cleared of old data. Finally, return to the ribbon and click Stop Recording. Our refresh macro is now ready. For now, I will use the Undo option to return the data to its earlier position so we can test the button. Now, a quick tip for your peace of mind: while recording a macro, there is absolutely no need to hurry. Unlike a video camera, Excel is not recording your face or your panicked breathing, it only records your clicks and keystrokes. If you stop to have a cup of tea in the middle of recording, the macro doesn't care. It will simply wait for your next move. I am sharing this from my own experience because, early on, I used to rush as if the computer was going to explode. I don't know how many experts would admit to such foolishness so confidently, but here we are. Relax, take your time, and let Excel wait for you. Now, let's test the refresh button. Navigate back to the Developer tab, but this time, click on Macros instead of Record macro. Select the Refresh macro from the list. On the right side of the dialog box, click Run. Look at the dashboard. All variable data from crane capacity to extra members has been cleared instantly. We have successfully recorded and tested our first functional macro. One important thing to keep in mind, after running a VBA macro, you cannot use the standard undo option. The action is irreversible. Always ensure your data is correct before executing a macro. However, this is only a basic macro. In the next part of this video, we will modify this code to transform it into a professional grade script with advanced error handling. Stay tuned until the end. To explain the VBA script for refreshing clearly, we have returned to the PowerPoint presentation. On your screen, you are seeing a side-by-side comparison of two different approaches to the same task. On the left, we have the ordinary VBA script, and on the right, the professional VBA script. The ordinary script is what Excel generates automatically when we use the Record macro button. It is simple and functional, but it has limitations. It relies on selecting cells, which can make the screen flicker, and most importantly, it offers no safety net. One accidental click, and all your hard-earned design data is deleted instantly. Now, let's look at the professional version. This is where we take full control of the code. Notice the text in green, starting with a single quotation mark. For example, set the specific worksheet to avoid clearing data on the wrong sheet. These are descriptions, or comments, which I skipped during the recording demonstration. These are not part of the active program, they are information for you, or any third party reading the code. First, we use the command dim. The term dim stands for dimension. When we use it, we are telling Excel to set aside a space, or a dimension, in the computer's memory for our variables, such as the worksheet or the cell range. In this script, WS stands for worksheet. This tells Excel exactly what we are working with, making the code faster and more reliable. By specifically naming the dashboard sheet in the code, we ensure the macro only clears the inputs on that specific page, even if you are currently viewing the report sheet. Now, let's look at the command line, set, ws, dash, equals, this workbook, dot, sheets, dashboard. By the help of this command, we are informing Excel exactly which sheet we want to target. In technical terms, we are assigning an object to our variable. Instead of letting Excel guess which sheet to use, we explicitly point it to this workbook and the specific sheet named dashboard. This is a professional safeguard. It ensures that even if you have multiple Excel files open, or if you are currently looking at a different tab, the macro will always reach into the background and perform its duty only on the dashboard. This prevents any accidental data deletion on your other important sheets that I also mentioned earlier. Our next command line is set, input cells, equals, ws, dash, dot, range, E4 to E7, comma, E9 to E13. By the help of this command, we are informing Excel exactly which cells on the dashboard we want to target. Notice that we are not just saying range. We are saying ws dash, dot, range. This tells Excel, go to the specific worksheet we defined earlier, and look only at these specific groups of cells. In this case, we have identified two separate blocks, E4 through E7 for your main inputs, and E9 through E13 for your section selections. By grouping them together in one line, the code becomes much cleaner and more efficient. We are essentially creating a target zone for the macro to act upon in the next step. But the real professional touch is the confirmation prompt. Look at the message box line. Before any data is deleted, a dialog box will appear asking, "Are you sure you want to clear all inputs?" The command line to create this is, confirm, equals, message box, open bracket, "Are you sure you want to clear all inputs, comma, VB yes no, plus, VB question, comma, confirm refresh, close bracket." This looks complex, but it is very logical. We are telling Excel to show a question mark icon and two buttons, yes and no. The result of the user's click is then stored in the variable named confirm. If the user clicks no, the macro simply exits, and the data remains safe. The command line for this is, if, confirm, equals, VB no, then, exit sub, and if. The simple meaning of this command line is a direct instruction to Excel. It says, if the user clicked the no button, then stop everything immediately and do not proceed to the next line. By using exit sub, we terminate the macro before it can touch any of your data. In this context, sub stands for subroutine, which is the technical name for this block of code. This is a critical safety feature because, as we discussed earlier, VBA actions cannot be undone. This simple line of code acts as a digital guard, protecting your hard work from accidental deletion. If the user clicks yes, the macro proceeds to delete the variable data set for the Gantry Girder. The command lines for this are, range, open bracket, E4 to E7, comma, E9 to E13, close bracket, dot, clear contents. Followed by, message box, dashboard cleared. Drop-downs are ready for new inputs, comma, VB information, comma, success. And finally, end sub. The simple meaning of these lines is the completion of our task. First, Excel reaches into those specific cell ranges and wipes them clean in one single move, without any flickering or selecting. Next, because the user can't see the code working, we provide a success message. This is a polite way of telling the user, task completed. Your dashboard is now fresh and ready for a new design. The end subline simply tells Excel that the subroutine is finished and it can stop working. This provides a clean, professional user experience, ensuring the engineer always knows exactly what the tool is doing. So, here we have finished the explanation of the professional VBA script for refreshing. Now, we will copy this professional script and paste it over the ordinary VBA script. To do that, we have to return to the Excel sheet. Now, by the help of the drop-downs, I am re-entering the variable data to prepare for the test. As you are watching, we now have a successful design calculation of a crane gantry girder. Now, I will transform our basic VBA macro into a professional one. To do that, navigate back to the Developer tab and click on Macros. Select the Refresh macro from the list and then click on the Edit button. This opens the Visual Basic Editor. Select all the text of the basic macro and delete it. Now, paste the professional VBA script into the space and save it. Once saved, now I will press the Run button. Look at the message box line. It asks, "Are you sure you want to clear all inputs?" with the options for yes and no. I will select no first. As you can see, nothing happened, and our data is safe. Once again, I will press the Run button, but this time, I am selecting yes in the message box. Boom! Magic has happened. The macro has instantly cleared all the variable data. This is followed by our final success message, Dashboard cleared. Drop-downs are ready for new inputs. The simple meaning of these lines is the successful completion of our task. Our tool is now professional, safe, and ready for work. Now, that our professional code is ready, let's link it to the actual refresh button on our dashboard. Just place the cursor over the refresh shape. Do not try to left-click or select this shape normally, as that might trigger the old macro. Instead, while hovering over the shape, right-click to open the Options menu. From the list, select Assign Macro. A dialog box will appear. From this list, choose our professional refresh script and click OK. Now, the button is officially live and protected by our confirmation logic. Every time you click it from now on, your data is guarded by the professional yes or no safety net we just created. Now, it is time to test your newly created and orderly refresh button. Presently, our variable data section is empty. To see the macro in action, I am going to provide some input data for this test. As you watch me use the drop-downs to select the Gantry Girder parameters, notice how the calculations update instantly in the background. Once we have a complete data set, we will use our new professional button to see how it handles the refresh process. Now, I will press the newly created, orderly, refresh button. Once again, we are seeing that professional message box line. It asks, are you sure you want to clear all inputs? With the options for yes and no. I will select no first. As you can see, nothing happened, and our design data remains safe. Once again, I will press the refresh button, but this time, I am selecting the option yes in the message box. Boom! Magic has happened. The macro has instantly cleared all the variable data. This is followed by our final success message, dashboard cleared. Drop-downs are ready for new inputs. The simple meaning of these lines is the successful completion of our task. Our tool is now professional, safe, and ready for work. This reveals that our refresh button is OK and fully functional. Whether you are working in structural engineering or developing any other Excel project, designing is always about precision, and automation is always about efficiency. By combining these two, you become a more capable and professional creator. Even if you are not an engineer, these VBA logic and safety features can be applied to any professional dashboard to protect your data and save you time. If you found this refresh logic helpful, please don't forget my 2 wishes. Whether it is hitting that $1 revenue mark, or reaching 1 million subscribers while keeping my income at 0. I leave those milestones in your hands as my examiners. Your support is the real fuel for this channel. Please like this video and share it with those who will find it useful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next session, where we tackle the magic of automated data transfer.